Bonjour à tous et bienvenue. In our today's class, we are going to see the pronunciation of French alphabet. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing, all the alphabet in French are written in just the same way how we write them in English. So like in English, we write it in the same way, A, B, C, D. In French also, we are going to write them in the same way. The only difference that's going to be there is in case of the pronunciation. So let's pay attention over how we are going to pronounce each alphabet. Starting with the first one, A, it's pronounced as A. So A, B, C, D, E. E is pronounced as E. F, G. Now G is pronounced as J. It's not J, it's J. H, E, G. So now G is pronounced as J, but J is pronounced as G. Alright? J as G, whereas G as J. K, L, M, N. So these last three letters, L, M and N, we have to stress over the endings. So it is L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Now R is a bit tricky in French. It comes from our epiglottis. The sound is R, Kh. Just like how we have Kh, Khargosh in Hindi. Kh, R, S, T, U, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Alright. Now let's see all of these again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, E, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y and Z. Now let's see how these alphabets are going to look like when they're put together in a word. So the first thing to remember, in English, if you see a word like this, W-H-E-N, what's the pronunciation going to be? It's when. We are not going to pronounce W as W in when. The same way when it's yes, we are not going to pronounce it as YS, right? Why so? Because these letters are going to be pronounced individually like Y, W, H, E when they are put together in the list of alphabet, but not when they are going to come in a word, in a spelling. So now the other question that you might have is, then what's the reason to learn alphabet? If the pronunciation is not going to remain the same in case of the entire word in the entire spelling, then what's the reason behind learning these alphabet? So the reason is, let's suppose if somebody is asking you to spell your name or to spell any other word, then how are you going to do that? In that case, it's necessary to know the alphabet. So let's see how are we going to spell out these words in French. So the first one is garçon, that is boy in French, garçon. So the pronunciation is G, A, R, C, O, N, garçon. The next is merci. Merci. M-E-R-C-I. That is thank you in French. Now for women in French, it is femme. Femme. F-E-M-M-E. Now the next one is my name. So how am I going to spell my name Anushi in French? It's A-N-U-S-H-E. Anushi. Now the next pronunciation is a bit tricky again. It is for frog. So a frog in French is known as grenouille. Grenouille. G R E N O U E L L E. Grenouille. So if you see, then I'm not pronouncing the double L over here in case of grenouille. Why? Because whenever there is a double L between I and E in French, it's always going to remain silent. So the next is bank in French. Bank is pronounced as bonk. B-A-N-Q-U-E. Bonk. And the last one for eyes. So eyes in French is known as ear. Ear. Y-E-U-X. Ear. Très bien. So that's it for today's class. If you like the video, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated for the future videos. Merci. A bientôt.